Thanks for joining me again. I'm Scotty D, and I make guitars happy. In this one, it's gonna take a lot of effort to make this one happy. This one got smashed. It was hanging on the wall, and he said someone came up from underneath and kind of hit it, and it flew in the air and landed really hard. It's a 2016 Gibson J45 progressive, so it has the adjustable saddles bridge. It's pretty cool. It still has much of its character, although it's probably going to get better once we fix it up. It's got a nice mahogany neck, back and sides, and a beautiful spruce top. I mean, it might be beautiful once again. You can see it needs some work. So let's stop messing around and take these strings off of her. And we'll see if we can get our arm inside of it. So 6 magnets was way overkill. I think 1 magnet really holds it in place. Actually, I'm going to stick it in here again. Put 1 magnet. Actually, I got it the wrong way. Once the clamp is holding the jig up there, or the caul, I replace the magnet with the board. I'll just give it a couple turns and see what happens. And look inside periodically to see. I'm just kind of curious to see what will happen as I tighten it. Kind of hearing the wood go back together. Interesting. Even though I ordered the StewMac scissor jack, the $160 one, I ordered it today and it'll be here in a couple days. I just wanted to see if my own little homemade version would work with this here sound hole clamp. I bought this clamp a while back because there was a classical guitar that was really mashed up. Someone mailed it to me, and then I ordered this clamp, and he decided, FedEx told him he's got to ship it to some other shop for insurance. And so I had to pack it up and ship it out, and I never got to use this clamp till now. So I thought, this is kind of interesting.
My shims are generally in the range of like 30,000.
Just warming this up
usually,
and putting some water in.
I find that's usually enough for me to take enough material off that I'm going to get a good fit. So I'm not like filing them away to nothing, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I think that filing away to nothing, like if I feel like I'm going to have something that would be like robust, at least.
That's Ian, hates guitars.
15,000, so it's my minimum, like up and down the entire length.
Warming it up with a little bit of water.
The thing for me in temporary shims is like,
anyway.
There's Doug proper.
Reality could be. So having it loose up by the fingerboard end.
Everybody's problem solving together today. Dan, early wine.
Other than,
I think the people that keep it loose up at the top are just.
The stupid thing is, the Kung Fu neck reset, if you do it right, doesn't take all that much less time than a proper reset. So at this point, I'm saying no. I'm just not taking them on. But this was, someone had a little cowboy guitar, $125 pawn shop item. Okay, I'll do it. Whatever, we can do that. That's fun. But I would never do it on anything of value, like lasting collector's value. In terms of the sonic changes, I don't see a whole lot of difference because these are not fantastic guitars. They're usually ladder braced with kind of crappy materials. So I could justify it to myself. Do I still do it? Not really. I don't have to very often. So I usually talk people out of it if I can.
Ted, have you ever tried the Kung Fu neck reset with the oscillating saw?
I haven't. No, I looked at them, but they're like, I don't know, the Japanese saw, I got a kerf of 17,000. It feels really nice.
Yeah.
But you do end up ruining, your Japanese saw when you find the one guitar where they use the steel reinforcement.
Yeah,
That's
the truss rods
you're going to run into the rod at the end. So
Yeah.
yeah, no, I decided no, I'm not into it that deep that I want to go out and buy one.
Yeah. Cool. Let's see. So, Mike, did you have any?
So this crack didn't want to align very well, so I put in some hot high glue and these little doodads and waited 1 hour. Now I'm gonna take these clamps off and put in my patch. It'll go in like this, and that'll be with the jack and the 11-inch C-clamp, sound hole clamp. It's a multi-stage glue up. These 3 clamps are addressing this big long crack here. And after that, we should be good. And I brushed in a little color into the, just kind of dropped it in. And that color ended up being kind of a reddish brown. It was, after the color, I sprayed on this Pre-Cat clear finish. It's a dead flat lacquer, and I just did a quick mist coat just to lock in the color that I already worked on. But just to show you what that is, I'm going to take some spray shellac and just want to show you guys what I did here. See what we can do. I don't know. This. Okay, I really don't like what I'm seeing right here. That's just a piece of fuzz. Anyways, this dark spot, I don't like that. Might have to put in a little epoxy putty right here. Get rid of this. It's kind of, it's like removing a wart or something. I feel like a dermatologist right here. Give it a little wipey. So, like it ends up being most of the time, I'm gonna probably sand this, what I did with the brush, and sand it right off. I think the only way to get a good quality on this one is to get the old airbrush loaded up with some, you know, amber red, and just kind of color over top of this crap. No, but I really think spraying a finish is, you know, at least the color coats, it's going to give me the best result possible. I think it'll help camouflage this, all these cracks. Otherwise, I don't see any way that I'm ever going to be happy with this job. But we'll do a little sanding and see what we get. Just a little naphtha on a Q-tip to see what things look like. I gotta look real close with my magnification to see what the heck is going on here. I noticed that when I hold a straight edge here, that I can see the light of day in this area. It's still crushed in slightly, just a couple 64ths worth, maybe half a millimeter gap here and there. Especially when I hold it this way, I can see it's still crushed in. So instead of trying to build that all up with lacquer, I think that would be a problem, because over the years that lacquer will shrink down and it'll look like someone punched it again, you know, in the future. So I'm going to use glu+boost, which is a CA glue, and it unlike regular CA glues that you can buy, like Loctite brand and Gorilla brand or whoever, this it's more elastic, it's more flexible, so it's more like a finish. That's why they call it fill-in finish. It's flexible. And if I use the regular CA and it got hit later on, it might kind of shatter like glass. But this stuff will just, you know, it'll be flexible. So, I'm going to pour it on. Before I use the thick though, I'm going to use a little bit of this thin. Because I went over the area again with my color, and it was a shellac, coloring mixed in shellac yesterday. And I don't want this color to smudge. So I'm going to use the thin real quick. Just kind of lock in this color. This is an ultra thin coating. This is a cheap paper towel. I use two types of paper towels. When I'm polishing, you'll see me use paper towels. That's Viva, and it's a higher quality type of towel. Whenever I'm doing finishes, I use the cheap stuff because it doesn't fuzz up and leave little fibers on my project. Accelerator! Now I'm going in with the fill and finish thick. Fill and finish thick, man. Oh my god, I haven't used it in so long. I think I gotta break it loose. Alright, I've drop filled lacquer. I've level sanded once or twice. And then in a day or two I'll level sand again and see if I might be able to do a little spraying. Spray a little extra sunburst around it. What I think I'm going to do is try this little more flexible pad. Some 600 grit wet sand paper. A little bit of the Murphy's oil soap, baby. I think I like this. I'm going to get me a little bit more of this because I seem to have run out. And I'm just going to go crazy sanding this sucker. Seeing if I can get her level. And make sure I don't sand through the edges. That wouldn't be good again. I already did it once. But I'm going to keep doing that same thing until I kind of get a nice level surface. And then I'm going to try a little brushy brush on. There's still some low spots and shiny spots, so I'm going to hit it with this 3M, Scotch Brite maroon pad. The maroon pad is in the vicinity of 320 grit sandpaper, but the thing about it is it gets down into the low spots really good. Whereas sandpaper on a flat block just kind of skims the surface and levels. See all that lacquer coming up there. So I don't want to just level with this. I actually want to get in there and just give everything a little bit of tooth so that my brush on has some nice adhesion. It's 60% humidity in the room, and this is shellacker. Three parts shellac, 1 part lacquer. That is my shellacker. Here's my shapoopy. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to brush on the shellacker. This guitar's seen better days and worse days. A little shellacker won't kill anybody. Unless it blushes up, that'd be bad. But I don't see that it's blushing. Alright, I took a 400 grit free cut sandpaper and just gave it a quick level. You can see I still got these low spots right here. A little bit right there. I'll wipe that with naphtha and continue to brush on, brush off, brush on, brush off. Well, it's been a week since I put on my last coat of shellacker, and I thought I would just wet sand it with some 600 grit, but I'm going to wet sand it with mineral spirits. And I'll try not to knock over the little bottle. I'm going to do this for a little while and see how it goes. I'll let you know. Yeah, wet sanded it, and now I'm going to hit it with a little naphtha. And then I think I'm just going to hit the whole guitar with some coarse compound and make it look kind of like it's 50 years old instead of brand new. Like it's been through a war or something, you know. which it has. Alright, so I didn't gloss it up to 100% super duper gloss. I just wanted to, you know, kind of sort of match the sheen but not go overboard, because I want to still kind of camouflage the defect. I don't want to highlight it in any way. I thought that was a good move on this one. I'm just looking for guitar progress here. No perfection this time. But also got the bridge fixed. It was super like warped. This little, I don't know if I went over that in this video, but that thing was completely caved in. I had to put it in the vise and heat it up and bend it back into shape. I put a little piece of wood underneath it to help hold its shape. Hopefully in the future it doesn't re-warp itself. So